Hey folks, Joel here from the Remo Nutrients R&D Lab, and today we're going to be talking about hop cultivation. Now hops are something I've been really interested in over the last little bit with the recent boom in popularity from nano, craft, and microbreweries. The hop plant itself is part of the cannabaceae family, so it's in the same family as cannabis, and in theory, similar cultivating techniques should be applicable to the hop plant as with the cannabis plant. Now, unlike cannabis, hops have no psychoactive component, although there are some people online that will indicate that it has a slight sedative quality to it, but I haven't seen any scientific studies that would indicate that this is in fact true. Now, when we refer to the hop plant, we're referring to the female hop plant, which produces the hop flower. Any males added to the mix are essentially going to pollinate your hop flowers, giving you a lot of seeds and not a very good quality flower in the end. Now, the goal of hop production is to maximize your lupulin production. Lupulin is the resinous substance found within the hop flower which give beer its unique flavors. So these are the places that you're going to find your piney and your citrus and your earthy tones. These are the things that the beer makers want the most of so they can extract it and give their beer a unique flavor. Now, we're dealing with first year hop cultivation, and the general consensus is the yield isn't going to be very good. We're going to be using Remo's complete product line to see what kind of end result we get on our first year hop production. If we get any kind of significant result, I'll consider it a success. Come on, I'll show you the garden I'm working with. So these are the beds that I've decided to grow my hops in. They're 3 feet by 6 feet, so 18 square feet in total. I guess that would mean 9 square feet for each of the hops. And I've added the irrigation system, which I'll go in a little bit later. I've constructed this out of cedar, and the reason why I've used cedar, and you don't want to use any other type of wood, is it's the most water resistant and least likely to break down. So that's why they make decks out of them. So only go with cedar. Anything else, you're going to be running into some issues. You have to pay a little bit more, but trust me, it's worth it. The soil that I'm using is a mixture of steer manure and a sunshine cocoa mix. So it's a mixture between their sunshine mix number 4, cocoa husk, and then of course I've got the steer manure in there just to add a little bit of supplementation. But for the most part, it's nice and fluffy. You can see here there's not a lot of rocks. It's got great drainage, and I've spent a decent amount of money to fill up these beds with this. But so it costs a little bit more, but if you're going to go serious, you might as well grow with the best. Now the irrigation system, it's just simply 1/2-inch PVC tubing, which I've capped off on the ends, added some T's and elbows, and then thrown in a 1/2-inch tubing barb on the backside, which you can't see, but I've got 2 shut-off valves, which allow me to shut off either the left or the right side, just in case one of them seems to be drawing up too much water and I only want to water one side. The hop trellis itself is just a 1 1/4-inch poplar dowling. You can buy them at any big box home improvement store. And I've cut it into 2-foot lengths, which I pounded into the dirt with a rubber mallet just to make sure that I don't break it. It's got a little eyelet there, and then I'm running sisal line, which I've attached all the way up to the ceiling, or the edge of the roof, I'm sorry. I've just got a pepper plant here growing in my greenhouse. We'll see how that goes later on down the season. Now each of the PVC tubes, they've got 5 small holes in them, so when I turn on the system, it's not meant to water directly on the plant, but simply keep the soil moist. And I've got it attached, as I said before, to the reservoir, which allows me to do my nutrient feed whenever I need to do that. This is my res tank. It's 40 gallons, and I've got an interchangeable spigot on the end here. So this feeds directly to my irrigation system, and I can swap it out. Right now it's attached to the hose line, which I've got on a timer, and I'll show you that a little bit later. But if I want to do a feed, I've got this raised above the level of the garden bed, and so basically I just fill up my 40-gallon reservoir up to the top. If it overflows, it'll start flowing out here and then down to the downspout. I mix my nutrient product, and then once I turn this, the nutrient solution will come out here, down into the hose, and into my irrigation system, which is super, super simple. I don't want to feed every single time. There's going to be some watering as well, so I just take it off the reservoir and feed it directly to the hose. It makes things really, really easy. For a scheduled watering, I've got this Gardena water timer here. It's about $50 or so at your local home and garden depot. Very, very simple. You set it for what time you want it to go on, and then you set the frequency of how often you want to water, and then how long you want the water to run for. So I've got it set for 12 hours. Or to water every 12 hours for just 5 minutes, and I've set the water pressure so that it comes out nice and evenly, and it's not drilling holes into your soil. So it really, really helps on those hot days when it gets up above 30 degrees Celsius, when watering is key, and keeping your soil bed nice and moist is going to be an issue. But very, very simple. And then when I want to feed, I simply turn this off and then switch my hose over to my reservoir system, which will feed the nutrient solution into the bed. Now, a little bit of time has passed, and I've got my hop rhizomes. I ordered these off Craigslist from a gentleman in a beer forum, and this is a cutting from the root mass of another female plant. So it ensures that the plant that grows is going to be a female, and an exact replica of the plant I got it off of. So this is a Cascade variety, and I've already gotten a bunch of hops in the ground. But I'm going to transplant this, show you how easy it is. Basically, you're going to want to dig a 2 to 4 inch trench. You want to transplant it so that the buds are facing up, or the bine, sorry, and then simply cover and wait for her to grow. Okay, so we're going to leave it at that. And just push it down a little bit. Excellent. And those will grow into the hop vines that we're familiar with. Okay, and just to reduce the amount of shock, I've mixed about 10 milliliters of velo kelp in with some water. And velo kelp contains kelp extract and B vitamins, so it should reduce some of the shock that this plant is going to get from being transplanted. So I'm just going to saturate the area. And that's it. Now we're a little ways away before we start seeing any results from our hop plants, but either way, I'll keep you guys posted over the next little bit with some more update videos. If you want more information on our retail product line, check us out at www.remonutrients.com, and you'll find all the information you need. This has been Remo Nutrients R&D Lab. Thanks for watching.